You'll find when you're down south, one thing you have to keep your eyes open for are the local grenier or flea markets, basically, or car boot sales if you want. This one's down in Sala, Le Canada. We are mid-October, so not the biggest one. But a few stands here, about 60 stands apparently. All sorts of stuff. Stuff you think you might need, stuff that you think you don't need, stuff you definitely don't need. But now and again, you find something stands out. You go, ooh, fancy having that in my place. So you always have to keep your eyes on these markets to see what's available. But there's also another market you need to get your eye on when you're thinking about buying a house in France. And that is the foreign exchange market. Because as with these markets, there's good deals and there's bad deals. And if you want to know So let's get back into the warm and talk about foreign exchange. Right, back in the warm, and let's talk foreign currency. When you're buying or selling a property in France, the foreign currency exchange can make as much difference as the actual local property market to the price you pay or receive. A small shift in the euro dollar or euro pound rate can actually change the price of a house by several thousand euros. And just with a vide grenier, timing and knowing who you're dealing with are everything. So, what is the best way to transfer funds? Well, to start with, it's not through your high street bank, unless possibly if you work in one. And it's definitely not through the very fashionable online banks, which everyone's talking about. Those banks are there for a specific need, day-to-day use, not for big transfers. The smartest way to transfer your funds over for a property purchase is via an independent currency broker, a company that specialises solely in currency exchange. By using a brokerage like this, you can actually save or make 3 to 5% more on your transfer. To give you an idea, let's say on 200,000 euros being transferred, that can be anything between 6,000 to 10,000 euros, almost in a way free. Because the brokers handle millions every day, they get a sort of wholesale rate, and this then reflects back onto you as their client. And unlike many of the online banks, which I could talk about in this video here, the actual currency brokers are fully regulated and insured for large amounts of money being transferred. Your funds are protected by very strict client, account and financial conduct rules, the sort of guarantees you need when you're actually transferring several hundreds of thousands. There are three main ways of transferring funds with a currency broker. The standard one, let's say, is what we call the spot transfer or spot rate, where you actually ring up the brokerage on a given day, they give you the day's rate, you agree to it, you transfer the funds, and they transfer it onto the actual place it needs to be. It's quick and it's simple, and if you're completing soon on a property purchase or sale and you haven't planned ahead, this is the way forward. If you have planned ahead, there's two other options for you. One is called the forward contract. You can talk to the broker and fix in advance the actual rate when it is in your favour. Then you actually do your transfer in a 12-month period following that date. In order to secure that rate, obviously the currency broker is taking a bit of a gamble. You'll need to put down a 10% deposit. But don't worry, that's not funds which are lost, it's actually money which is reintegrated back into your transfer. This is a great way of setting up a deal when you're buying your property and you want to know exactly what you will be paying on the day you sign at the notaries. The second option, if you plan ahead, is what we call a limit order. Basically, you talk to the brokerage and you set a target rate you would like to get to. Obviously, this has to be done within reason, but once that's actually discussed and settled with the broker, what they will do is they'll hold your funds ready, and as soon as the actual exchange rate hits that requested rate, they'll do the transfer. Even if it's in the middle of the night, that transfer will go through. This is ideal if you're selling your property and don't necessarily need the funds straight away, but like to get a certain amount out of it. One important legal note when you're selling a property and want to transfer your funds with a broker is to remember that a notary will request a named account. The account they're transferring it to has to be the same one which is on the deeds, either a joint account or a single person, or in certain cases, a company. So make sure the actual brokers you're working with actually can use named accounts. The large majority do these days, but there are still one or two which don't. The other question which often comes up is my money safe? Well, we're actually in 2025 these days, so the easy answer is yes, provided you go with a reputable broker. Across Europe, most brokers are licensed with the EMI, which is an electronic monetary institution, which in fact is a higher rating than the majority of high street banks. To do this, client funds are actually held in segregated accounts away from the actual company's own accounts. So even if the worst does happen and the actual brokerage does go down the spout, the actual client funds are not taken into account and are protected. Another thing to remember is that not all brokers can handle transfers to or from the United States. Transfers to or from the United States come under the FinCEN and the US Treasury laws. So basically, you need to make sure you are working with a broker who has licenses on both sides of the Atlantic. So whether you're looking for a bargain in the big grenier or you're looking to actually transfer large amounts of funds for your purchase or sale, the rules are pretty well the same. Know your market, get your timing right, and deal with the right people. If you'd like a hand choosing who's right for you amongst the actual number of brokers available, feel free to drop me an email at dan@agencenewton.com. And in that mail, let me know whether you are buying or selling and where you're transferring the money from and to. And based on those simple criteria, I can actually put you in contact with who I think will probably be the best brokers for your particular case. Just for clarification, if you do go ahead and work with the broker I present to you, I might get a small presentation commission off them. Nothing major, nothing that will actually affect your transfer rates or anything like that. But a little bonus for me and a bit of beer money. So there you go. I'm Dan Newton, the French estate agent. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to click the old like, subscribe and bell button down there for me. And I'll be back soon with more videos about buying and selling property in France and French life in general. Speak soon.